By the end of this, I guarantee that you'll have an excellent idea of who raises their hand on Saturday night between Robert Whittaker and Reina de Ritter. I'm going to give you a breakdown of the fight, and I know what I'm talking about because I've just watched hours of footage of both fighters and not just the highlights. You're delusional if you genuinely think that Robert Whittaker's loss against Khamzat Chimaev was a lack of skill from Robert Whittaker's part. He had the whole injury with his mouth, and he's fully recovered from that now, which is good news. It's good to hear for his chances in this fight. Anyway, let's get on with the video, and let's start with Reina de Ritter. This sexy Dutchman is on a 3-fight win streak in the UFC, and boy oh boy, is he good at submissions. I definitely think his submission game is an aspect of this fight to take into consideration, but on the other hand, his last 3 fights were by finishes, and we have not seen his cardio for a 5-rounder in the UFC. Therefore, I think it's unlikely that in his first 5-round fight, if it goes to decision, that it will go his way, especially in the cardio side of things, and it'll be hard for him to keep up the same activity as Robert Whittaker throughout the fight. I also believe that Reina de Ritter's best chance of winning this fight is dirty clinch work. You heard me, dirty clinch work with knees and dirty little punches, those little pity-patter punches on Bo Nickel, for example. That's how he beat Bo Nickel, and I think this is his best chance against Robert Whittaker. Or maybe if he can get in the clinch and take Robert Whittaker down and hold him there, possibly go for his submissions. I'd be surprised if he could sink a submission, but I think this is his clear path to victory in this fight. One of the biggest advantages I think that Robert Whittaker has is the fact that he just had a 12-week fight camp to prepare for the offensive onslaught and wrestling and submission game of Khamzat Chimaev. The chances for de Ritter decrease significantly when you take into account the fact that Robert Whittaker has really good boxing defense and really good boxing offense, especially when the fact that Reina gets hit all the time by people who are much worse on the feet than Robert Whittaker, such as Bo Nickel was hitting him in shots. For example, here you can see Bo Nickel clipping Reina when it's Bo Nickel, a wrestler. And again, separating from the clinch, the clean elbow from Bo Nickel. This is just a perfect recipe for Robert Whittaker to knock the lights out of de Ritter in round 3. That is my prediction. Especially when you take into account that de Ritter's always moving forward at his opponents with weak shots, and Robert Whittaker could easily capitalize that with a 1-2 on the chin, freaking chin him, easy circle out, even if he doesn't land that shot, and defend the wrestling, and he's just going to stay there on the feet boxing with him. I would genuinely be more surprised if Robert Whittaker lost this fight than I would be finding out Jon Jones is actually completely straight. I am excited for this fight though, so let me know what your prediction is, and I'll be sure to like if you like the video, and even subscribe.